This is The Raid, an Indonesian action film. It's been impressing critics and audiences across the world. It's the brainchild of Welsh filmmaker Gareth Evans. After failing to make a dent in the industry here, he travelled halfway across the world to try his luck.
I'd always wanted to be in the film industry in the UK, but I didn't really do enough to kind of push and get myself noticed. That was more like my own fault. I didn't really do enough to kind of, get my foot in the door, so to speak. And I ended up, drifting back into like my 9 to 5, my regular work, and my wife could see that. My wife's Indonesian Japanese, and so she ended up putting a call in back in Indonesia and got me a directing gig doing a documentary.
It was during this job that Gareth met an expert in the long-forgotten martial art of Silat. Their second film made together is The Raid. It's been described as a mix of Enter the Dragon and Die Hard. Bruce Lee meets Bruce Willis. It's all a long way from Gareth's childhood dreams in Hirwaun near Aberdare.
When I was a kid growing up, I used to kind of get together with my friends and we used to talk about remaking films and making our own action movies. And when I was a kid growing up, I wanted to be Jackie Chan, I wanted to be Bruce Lee, I wanted to be an actor back then. And I realised pretty early on that I can't act, I can't do martial arts, and I tended to work better as a writer-director.
The rights to a remake of The Raid have been sold in America, and Gareth will have a role overseeing that film. However, many observers say Hollywood is the next logical step for his directing career.
If I was to advise Gareth Evans at this point, I'd say go to Hollywood and cling on to your integrity with every ounce of strength you have, which I'm sure he can do. Hollywood is the big table, and I think he's a filmmaker who is talented enough to go there and to make some genuinely special films. So that's what I'd say, go and play at the big table.
We did our first film, Marantau, that finished in 2009.
Today, Gareth Evans was back at Glamorgan University, where he studied script writing, being grilled by and giving advice to the film hopefuls of tomorrow.
Through the process of doing that MA, then it kind of taught me so much of what I've actually put to use then in the films that I've made in Indonesia.
With its fast, violent action scenes, The Raid isn't for all tastes, but the way it's been received suggests we're seeing the emergence of another major Welsh film talent.
Certainly action-packed, isn't it? And Sachin is at the Welsh premiere of The Raid in the centre of Cardiff for us this evening. Sachin.
Lucy, this is one of 12 screenings of The Raid happening right across Wales this evening at the same time. And this, as you said, is the premiere here in Cardiff. And I can speak to Gareth now. Gareth, how important was it to bring the film to Wales?
Very important. It's, Wales has been a big part of my life, obviously, growing up here for like 27 years, and even though I've left Indonesia, it's still always home. So to be able to come back and bring it here is very important for me.
It's quite a tale. What would your advice be to the film students that you met today to go about following in your footsteps?
Just be brave enough to kind of take little sort of risks in what you do at the start. Because the thing is, I didn't feel like I made enough short films when I was starting off. Those short films that I made when I was starting off, I was kind of too concerned with trying to make the right storyline and then fumbling the execution. I should have really been out every single weekend, doing little video clips, making little, fake trailers for films, or just trying out different scenes, just trying out all different sort of experimental styles of filmmaking to kind of learn more, because you learn from your experiences. Now, I made a ton of mistakes on The Raid, I made a ton of mistakes on my previous film, and the idea is to kind of learn from those and then not remake those mistakes then. So hopefully, just keep practicing and just keep making stuff all the time.
The biggest influence on Gareth's career was his dad, Brian. Brian, on an evening like this, how proud are you?
I'm extremely proud. He worked very hard for this evening, and he's fulfilling a dream. Fantastic for him and for his wife and children.
And this all came from you guys watching films on the weekend back in Hirwaun?
Yes, our weekends used to be going to watch rugby in the afternoon, Leith Rugby Club, back in the 80s and 90s, and then watching a video in the evening. And we did that for many years. And he's always wanted to be a writer and a filmmaker, and he's now fulfilled his dream. It's the start of a brilliant career for him. Very, very proud.
Gentlemen, thank you and enjoy tonight.
Thank you very much.
Lucy, the film goes on UK-wide release on Friday. Back to you.